Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here with Hypno-Chat with Rene, and I hope we are live now. I went on a few minutes ago and I realized that no one was seeing us or joining in, and then I realized that we were unlisted. I'm still getting used to the using YouTube Live. Hey Eugene. I guess you didn't see me earlier. I just mentioned we're on right at 12, and I had the thing on unlisted. Sometimes I put it on private and don't realize. Okay, so we are public, and now that I see you, I know we're all set. So, hey, let's see. I know we get. It looks like okay, people are starting to come in now. I actually sent it out in the newspaper, saying, excuse me, I email saying that we're going to be on live at 12, and at 12 o'clock, I wasn't live. I was unlisted. So here we are. It's been a morning of kind of unexpected things here. I'm in my car right now, actually in the parking lot of the mall. Hey, Stan. And initially, I wanted to go to the beach. We went to Fortune's Rocks, which is a beautiful beach out here in what they call Biddeford Pool. And all set to work over there. And of course, it's a very sunny day. You can't see in the car, but extremely sunny out there. And I couldn't even see my screen. So we said, well, we got to go someplace else. And there was some patchy connections out there. So it was getting late. So here we are in the exotic location of Target parking lot at the mall. If you think positive about stutter, you'll attract it positive. Oh, yes. So anyways, we are here live. We're going to be having fun today. And for those of you that did get my email, we have quite a few announcements to make. A lot of new things are going on over here. And one thing I wanted to mention, of course, this is recorded, so people will see this afterwards. So even though there's not many people on right now, I'm going to mention it for anyone. Let's see, I have it here. For anyone who is self-employed, who has a business, I know some of you do, actually quite a few that were here last week. So any of you who are self-employed, entrepreneurs that would like to have more exposure in your business, go ahead and email us. Okay? And if you, of course, look at the site, you'll find the email. So email us at admin@choosehypnosis.com and send me your web page, the web page of your business, and we will check it out. And if we think we can help you, we will send you an email letting you know what's going on. But it's a way for you to get free advertising or exposure in your business. Something we've been working on recently with other entrepreneurs, hypnosis related, and it was doing really well. But anyone who is in the hypnosis business, Reiki, anything having to do with the self-help field, okay? Even marketing, because that helps with self-help as well. If you're interested in increasing your business, doing what they call there's a word for it. It's not reciprocity. Basically, helping each other. Let us know. Send us your webpage, and we will get going with there. All right. And for those of you that haven't met Stan, Stan has been following us for a while, and he just purchased our comedy hypnosis course, and he is enjoying it. He says he's laughing his tail off. Stan, you have a tail? Anyways, that's another whole story. So while you mentioned the comedy hypnosis course, over the past, maybe few weeks to few months, we've been having a lot of people mention they want to learn about instant and rapid inductions. Actually, I've been hearing that for quite a while. Can't you make a course or a training or anything having to do with instant and rapid inductions? And we did. Matter of fact, we just advertised it to the AIA last night privately, and it went out this morning public. Actually, I just sent it out about an hour ago, and a lot of people have already purchased it. We put together a mini course. So this isn't a big course. It's not a certification course. It's just a small course or training showing everything from A to Z about instant and rapid inductions. So if you're interested in doing that, go onto our site and you will see it there. Matter of fact, here's a direct link, American School of Hypnosis.com /instant hyphen Hypnosis-Inductions. Go there, you'll see the sales page, or go to the email I sent out this morning. And after this video is over, we will be putting, once we actually edit this, put it up, we will be putting the link in the description below, as well as our email for those of you that want to do the advertising thing. So that was the first thing I wanted to speak about, instant and rapid inductions. We get the course A to Z. Basically, it consists of a small manual with all the scripts on, I believe, probably 10 or 12 instant and rapid inductions you can do, from standing to sitting to, I have everything, from pushing the head, the arms, the hands, so pretty much every way you could think of. And hey, James, James from overseas is over here early today. You got the, Eastern time right. That's good. Good to see you. So anyways, so that's going to be, it has a script manual. It has 10 short videos and everything you could think of, showing you how to do instant and rapid inductions. And one thing we've added is in the bottom of the course, if you go all the way down the bottom, you'll see a comment box. And if you have any questions that haven't been answered, go ahead and put a comment or question, whatever it is, and we will help you by answering that if we can. Okay. But again, about instant and rapid inductions, not about how to do comedy hypnosis, because it's an instant and rapid induction course. Okay, with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I don't know if any of you folks have ever been privy or ever had the experience of having instant or rapid inductions done to you. But what I was going to talk about is just some of my experiences with them, some funny stories that have happened, and just to show you what they can be used for. Let's see. Oh, we're getting quite a few people coming in. Rapid induction sounds too simple. So they actually work? Of course they do. Okay, I'm not going to get into teaching them because that's what the course is for, but instant and rapid induction are pretty much the same thing. Just instant is what it sounds like. Sleep is instantly, and rapid is kind of a little bit, might take a few seconds. You're kind of putting it into a story type thing, But let's see. So let's talk a little bit about instant inductions. My very first one. Okay, these are something that takes practice. You don't just learn it once and go out and do it to somebody on the street. Something that takes practice. And my very first one I ever did was at Hesse College. Hesse College was my first comedy hypnosis show, and I wanted to get out there and I wanted to do an instant induction instead of the progressive relaxation that so many comedy hypnotists do. Now, there's a couple rules you need to know about doing instant inductions, and one of them is when you've done it, once you've done the instant induction, you need to continue talking. Because you're like the people's landline. They're listening to you, their eyes are closed, everything you say, they feel calm. But if you stop talking, they're going to open your eyes to see what's going on because it's a little uncomfortable. They've never had it done. I didn't know that. Okay, I was brand new at it, so I must not have read that paragraph. Okay, so I went out and I had, probably about 15 people on stage, all lined up. I was all proud of myself. Great show. So I started going down the line and I said, sleep, sleep, sleep. And I'm pushing their hands down. The hands were like this, and it was a hand clasp induction. Sleep, 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 sleep. And as soon as I was done, I turned around, the whole audience was like, and I turned around and looked at them and I was in shock that it actually worked. And one by one, they all opened their eyes and looked at me because I just shocked their system, which is kind of what an instant induction does. It kind of shocks the system a little bit, not a lot. And they didn't hear my voice anymore. So they kind of, they were like, what's going on? So, and they all opened their eyes and I was like, of course, me being the consummate entertainer, I kind of just switched channels and did a progressive relaxation and a deepener and was able to take them back that way. Okay. But it's kind of embarrassing, I guess you could say, to have them on stage and all open their eyes. Okay. That's all it takes is a little shock. That's right, Eugene. It's not a lot of a shock. It's almost like, you ever wake up in the morning, you're lying down the edge of the bed and you kind of almost fall and you get the feeling, or sometimes even you're coming down the stairs holding a box and you miss the bottom step. That might be a little bit more of a shock, but it's that kind of thing. You think you're at the bottom and there's one more step, okay? And you get that feeling, almost like a slight falling. That's kind of the feeling of it. But yeah, that was my first major experience with that. But you know, they can be used for anything. I like to use them. A lot of people don't use them in individual sessions. You're going to hear a lot of the old timers, I would never use an instant induction in a session. And the only reason for that is they don't know how to do them. They're not comfortable with it. And it's easier to trash something that you don't know how to do than work with it. Hey, Boban. Yeah, Boban's here. And let's see, the astral projection then, slamming back into the body. Yeah, well, not everybody's done an astral projection, but I guess that could be kind of the feeling in a strange way. But but you can even use them in sessions. What I used to do, now you don't do it in your very first session with someone. I mean, you got some 65-year-old woman or 80-year-old woman coming in, sitting down in the chair, and you go, sleep. She's open her eyes and say, what are you doing to me? You know? But with someone in a session, you might let them know that, you know, next time you come in the session, I'm going to be able to do something like Eugene's mentioned, the handshake one, that's one. Or I'm going to do something where I might touch your forehead or the side of your head or your shoulder that will help you to go into hypnosis a lot quicker. Or you might, even in the first session, maybe use it as a deepener. And that way they're comfortable with it. So each time they come see you, now you've conditioned them, they're not afraid, and you can do that and get them into a deep enough hypnosis, you know, relaxation to hypnotize them without, you know, having to wait and wait. I mean, it might be 15 minutes by the time you've done your progressive relaxation and deepener. Whereas with an instant induction, you can get to the same place in, 3 seconds. So, but it's important to let them know first, otherwise you might freak them out, especially in an individual session. But they work really well. Another area that people use them in, that they work well, that I had the opportunity of doing that, is in pain management or healing. Now, my kids are all grown and gone, okay? I mean, they're in their 30s now, but I raised 6 kids. I was a single dad raising 4 of them many, many years ago, over 20 years ago. And one of my daughters was skateboarding. She was over her friend's house skateboarding. She never skateboarded before, first time. So she decided to get on the skateboard at the top of a hill, aiming down, okay, not knowing what's going to happen. So she is, she's going down the hill on a skateboard and a car cuts in front of her. She falls and gets hurt seriously. They rushed her to the hospital in an ambulance. I mean, she ended up getting, pins and plates in her, in her shoulder and her leg. But they called me up. I got to the emergency room actually before the anesthesiologist was there. So here's my daughter lying down in the chair, on the gurney or the whatever it is, in the emergency room, in pain. And Dad, it hurts. Dad, it hurts. So again, she was used to being hypnotized by me. So again, it's not something I had to really tell her what I was going to do. She knew I was going to jump to action. So I went around back to her head, did an instant induction, said, sleep, and so kind of helped her to relax. Your pain is gone, da-da-da-da. Well, anyways, within about 5 minutes, the anesthesiologist walked in the room, ready to give her anesthesia. And I looked at her, I said, she's fine now. She's not in pain anymore. And he looks at me, goes, huh? Because looking at all her injuries, he's like, oh, she needs something. So they asked me to leave the room so they could do their thing. And as I'm walking down the hallway leaving, the anesthesiologist is chasing me down the hallway. Hold on. Can I have one of your cards? I'd like to learn about this. So it's a great thing to be able to help someone that's in pain or to have them heal faster. And also a great advertising tool. Somebody sees you do that, they're going to want to know about it. Let's see. Believe it or not, I use that handshake on an ADD client, analytical. Yeah. Best induction for auto hypnosis. Yeah, the ADD, the thing is about people that have attention deficit, they're more analytical. Okay, you have to treat them more analytical because they're not going to relax. So that shock helps to, bring them to a relaxed area. Let's see. Now, Baban, best induction for auto hypnosis. Oh, what is the best induction for self-hypnosis? Is that what I thought you were saying it was a. So if you're asking what is the best induction for self-hypnosis, you're doing self-hypnosis. So do you really need an induction? What I normally do if I'm doing self-hypnosis is I just close my eyes And maybe like a body scan, I just think of, relax your forehead, your eyes, your nose, all the way down to my feet, and I'm ready to do it. But in reality, I mean, if you're used to doing it, all you really need to do is take a deep breath, close your eyes, and start giving yourself the positive suggestions or using your imagination. Because think of it, right now, you guys watching me speaking to you, we're in what they call the beta brainwave state. That's beta is the waking state, the busy state where you're working. It's using your five senses, okay? It's not the hypnotic state. The hypnotic state starts in the alpha brainwave state. And for those of you that aren't familiar with brainwave states, download our free hypnosis manual that explains a lot of it in there. Or go to our free script page on my website, and way at the bottom, I have a very in-depth few pages on the BBSS scale, which talks all about the different brainwave levels. But anyways, the hypnotic state starts in the alpha, and of course you're right fully there in theta. All it takes to go to the alpha or to the hypnotic state is just to take a deep breath and close your eyes. Closing your eyes alone blocks out 80% of beta activity. Think of that. So just closing your eyes, boom, I'm already in the hypnotic state. And yes, you can be talking and doing things in the hypnotic state. And don't worry, my car is stopped. I'm not driving, so I can close my eyes. Sometimes you think I close my eyes while I'm driving. But when you close your eyes, you're 80% in the alpha brainwave state and 20 in, as an average, okay? Now, that's why when we do hypnosis, we start out by saying, take 3 deep breaths and, close your eyes, because taking 3 deep breaths brings you even more there. So you don't really need to do, the whole, any kind of induction for yourself, because it's, you're not a client. And doing it for with clients, a lot of times they don't even need to do an induction and deepen it with them, but they're paying clients, they expect it. And that's what's unfortunate with a hypnosis client. They expect the process, especially if you've been to other hypnotists, they come see you, they expect you to do the same thing. Whereas instead of taking 15, 20 minutes to bring them to the place where you can give them suggestions, you can simply do that in just a couple minutes. But if they don't believe they can attain it, they won't. Because what is hypnosis? It's all based on belief. It's based on you need to use your imagination, but you need to believe. If you don't have belief, it's just not going to happen. Use stress glass to relieve stress. I don't understand that one. But anyway, explain more. So, yeah, that's how to do it with self-hypnosis. Let me see. We were talking about experiences with instant induction. Let's see, I told you about the pain one. Oh, another thing I used to do, for any of you that do comedy shows, or if you even do groups, okay, what I used to do to get people to stay on stage, okay, sometimes people will, you're starting to do the show and they like to get up and leave. And when they're leaving, sometimes they'll stop and say, what's the matter? They'll say, oh, I'm not in hypnosis. Usually they are. The reason they get up and left is because they feel uncomfortable. They felt like they're a little out of control. So they get up and leave. But like one lady, for instance, young girl, high school, she got up and left. I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm not in hypnosis. It's not working. And you can see she was a little scared. I go, you sure you're not? She goes, no. I says, you're going to take 2 more steps and your feet are going to be stuck to the ground. She took 2 steps and she couldn't move. And then I went to sleep. She closed her eyes. I walked up to her. I said, open your eyes. Now, come on back, because down on stage, you're fine. Everything's how it should be. I mean, she was just kind of scared, and she, started to leave. So what I'll do before I start a show or even a group, that's not comedy, I'll say, by the end of the presentation, any of you that are still left on stage, if you have any situations or things you want me to help you with, maybe, smoking, stress, confidence, this kind of thing, come see me afterwards and we'll take care of it. Now, when I used to do that, I usually have at least 2 or 3 of them come up. Now, if you're doing this at high schools or when I was doing it at the theme park, young people, they come to see me, okay, and I take them in the corner place where there's not a lot of people watching, is I tell them to sit down, or even standing up. I just say sleep, boom, and they go down, because already were conditioned with that. So I say sleep, close your eyes, boom. You are now a non-smoker. And just go ahead and give them the suggestions. You have confidence or whatever. One girl was in pain. She was a cheerleader and she had injured herself. I got rid of her pain. She had phantom pain because there was nothing the doctor could help her with. Her parents told me about it. She pulled some, I don't know, muscles or whatever they do. And the painkillers weren't working. She still was complaining. The parents said, "Can you help her?" I said, "Sure, sleep. You know, you now feel great. You have, you know, your pain is gone. You, you know, I can't, this was like 10 years ago. So, you know, gave her suggestions. She opened her eyes. She felt great. So the thing is, you would bring them, you know, you can bring them back extremely quickly with the induction because you're just bringing them back to where they were. Because you're never really in hypnosis or out of hypnosis. It's all suggestibility. You're always pretty much open to suggestion. What's confidence? Google it. There you go. Let's see. That's too much to get into on here. So, on stage, that's a great thing you could do. And I used to also do that when teaching classes. With the certification classes, you'd get a, you know, of course, I'm teaching them all how to do instant inductions and rapid inductions. They're doing them to each other. You know, after that segment, you know, the people are kind of, their eyes are blinking because they're like, sleep, 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 sleep. All doing it to you. It's kind of fun to see. But afterwards, you can either have one student do it to the other, or I would just go ahead and, you know, sleep, have them, you know, bring them back into hypnosis, and again, give them confidence or, you know, public speaking abilities or whatever it is. Or if it's the last day of class, helping them to have really good recall for the test. The test is it. I mean, so there's a lot of things you can use it for. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So for those of you, we got quite a few people that are on. I'm going to go ahead and reiterate. We want you to meet us, Raluca. We want you to meet us, Raluca E. Bastarache. Boban, sorry, Raluca is not here. She was actually in one of the stores in the mall doing a live video segment on her own. She has a group of followers in the beauty industry. So she is somewhere over there doing a live, actually on the other end. And matter of fact, I called her before I started this, and I almost got her in the middle of it. So she's doing her own one right now. So that's a thing when we're on the road, you know, I don't want to just sit there, you know, so she does her thing, I do mine. Let's see, just to reiterate, let's see, what's this here, Stan? Then visualize yourself as a cloud and the stress as black marbles which fall out of you. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. Imagination, you know, the more imaginative you are, the better, you know, it is to do. So imagination is the key to hypnosis. All right, let's go. So what I mentioned to all the people before they came in is that we just created an instant and rapid induction course. It's a mini course, kind of a training. It has like a 15-20 page manual with all the different inductions that you can do. You know, well, quite a few. I mean, you can adapt them to whatever you like, right? So it has instant inductions. It has information. It has like 10 videos showing you everything you could think of, how to do instant and rapid inductions, and at the end there's a comment thing so you can ask questions. Right now we are having it, since we just put the thing out this morning, it's on an early bird special until Friday, I believe, and it's only like, I believe it's $45, so it's very inexpensive. So go to your email, it's in there. And for those of you that didn't get the email, the link is americanschoolofhypnosis.com/instant-hypnosis-inductions, and I will have the link below this video once we get back to the office, and I can actually put it below the video. Okay, and other than that, we are going to be meeting here again Wednesday. Today's Monday, isn't it? Yeah. So Mondays and Wednesdays we decided to do this, and we're going to continue at noon. And at different times I'm going to try to find some different locations. It's neat to have a different location away from the office so you can have a different view of the back of my car and gets me out of the office. Matter of fact, I'm having it this way because see, if the phone was pointing that way, you would see all kinds of, what do I get there? I've got bark mulch and fertilizer and peat moss, because later this afternoon I'm going to work on a garden. I'm actually making a big garden at someone's house. But bummer, got to get back to work. Talk to you. Okay, Stan, enjoy work, and we're going to be leaving here ourselves soon. And for those of you that are still watching, I mentioned another thing I mentioned at the beginning. If you are self-employed and you're interested in having more exposure, send me your webpage in an email. And if it's something that we can help you with, we will go ahead and send you an email telling you what we have in mind to help you to get more exposure. So with that, I've been talking long enough. I'm getting tired of chatting. Looks like I've been on for about 25 minutes. And it's a beautiful day out here, and I'm going to get out and have some sun. And like I said, later on, go play in the garden. And oh my, it's a work day. That's the nice thing about being self-employed, right? So Eugene, Boban, Stan, and everyone else here, I don't know if I could even... Oops, oh yes, you can scan that down. MM2325, and all you folks, thank you all for coming. Share this with your friends. Take a look at our course, and hope to see you all Wednesday. And I have this going the wrong way. And that's it. Bye-bye now.